Once we have negative numbers, it's a little tricky deciding what exactly is the exponent applied to. So let's go back a little bit and just review what is the base in these exponential forms. In our first one, 5 squared, there is only one base. The base here is 5, and the exponent is 2. In the second one, ab squared, the square only applies to the b. There are two bases actually. There's a to the first, and b to the second. The 2 only goes to the one it's right beside. So you have two separate bases. You have a to the first and you have b to the second. The third one, because of the parentheses, the 2 applies to the entire piece. So the base is a b. On the fourth one, because there's parentheses, the 2 applies to the entire thing. So your base here is going to be -5. It will include the sign. On our last one, only the 5 goes to the power. There's no parentheses. The sign does not get to go. So the base here is 5. Let's review our exponential notation for a moment. 2 to the 4th means 4 copies of the 2. 2 is your base. So we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and we multiply. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 would be 8, times 2 is 16. There are no negatives, so 0 negatives is even, so that's a positive answer. Our new things we have to watch out for is whether a negative gets to go to a power. So we have two things to look at. For the first one with parentheses, everything inside is part of the base. So everything is included going to the power. And we do our multiplication. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Count the negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's even, so we get a positive 16. For this one, the negative sign does not get to go to the exponent. It's not included, so only the 2 is the base. So it means to take 2 times itself, 4 copies. When you're all finished, you have one sign left. So this one will give us a -16. Evaluating expressions with exponents. Anytime that you evaluate an expression that contains an exponent, you need to substitute with parentheses. You want the new expression to mean the same as the original. An example: evaluate x squared for x equals -5. X squared means x times x. So when you substitute, you want it to be -5 times -5. For that to happen, you must substitute with parentheses so that the negative can get to the power. So for this problem, we will have to plug in parentheses the -5 so that the negative will also get to the exponent. So this will mean 2 copies of -5, which will equal 25. You don't see a parentheses on there originally. It's understood that the entire x goes to the power. The parentheses forces the entire x to go to the power.